I'm Sherman Chow. The nation's first primary of 2018 underway here in Texas, and many believe how we vote will be a gauge for the rest of the country. But some voters have been running into problems at the polls. Janelle Ford is live at the Monty Beach Park Community Center in the Heights, where they had quite a few problems earlier. So, Janelle, are those problems fixed?
Well, yeah, Sherman, things are back up and running, and we're told it all boils down to an issue with connectivity. So basically what happened is that when poll workers got here this morning, they had trouble booting up those machines, and it resulted in a lot of folks leaving and not casting their ballots. Now, this is nothing new. Each election, there seems to be some sort of issue at the polling places. Check out this video from over at Old Spanish Trail in Kirby. Across voting precincts, they implemented a new high-tech approach to get folks checked in, which use iPads instead of the manual polling books. Well, as you can see in the video, it created some problems. Some of it had to do with network issues, but others had to do with operators at precincts not understanding the process to get the iPads working. Now, as you can imagine, this created quite the headache for voters, and candidates like Sylvia Garcia, who happened to vote here today, say this is a major issue.
I mean, I'm fine with new technology, but it's got to work. So I hope that they tested it. I don't know that they did, but these are some of the questions we'll be asking, because this isn't over. We will continue to ask the questions, because what happened this morning is totally unacceptable.
Now, the Harris County Clerk's Office says that they had issues at about 10 of the 750 polling locations. Some of those issues had to do with judges showing up to those precincts late. But we will have the results for the election tonight at 10 on KHOU 11 News. Truman.
Janelle, if folks could not vote earlier today, what should they do?
Well, you know, they may be out of luck. They're telling people that they need to get here before 7 to cast their ballot. But Sylvia Garcia did say that she was considering going to the federal courts to try and get an extension on those polling hours.
All right, we will stay tuned. Thank you, Janelle. Texas voters will see a record number of women on the ballot. More than 160 women are competing today in local and congressional primaries across the state. They are part of a nationwide wave of female candidates.
People want somebody to solve problems and get things done, and I think that's a characteristic you hear about women running.
All that is happening is bickering and fighting. You know, we have kids that bicker and fight, and we saw that every day.
Frankly, they recognize it.
Nearly 70% of those women running are Democrats, many in protest of President Trump. And at this hour, Houston ISD is holding an emergency board meeting because it needs a new superintendent. Richard Carranza announced yesterday that he is leaving after just 18 months. He's going to go to New York to run the largest school district in the country, but he is leaving behind a lot of work here as HISD struggles with a newly projected $115 million budget shortfall for next year. Turning now to the Russia investigation after yesterday's sometimes bizarre public tirade, a fired Trump campaign aide, Sam Nunberg, now says he might just cooperate with the special counsel. His behavior prompted some interviewers to ask if he had been drinking or taking drugs. Nunberg said he planned to defy a subpoena and refused to appear before a grand jury Friday. He even dared the special prosecutor, Robert Mueller, to arrest him.
Mr. Mueller, if he wants to send me to jail, he can send me to jail, and then I'll laugh.
I'm not going to spend 80 hours going over emails. I'm not going to go into a grand jury.
He said that Mueller wants his emails with the president and the president's inner circle. Nunberg also believes Mueller may have evidence that the president committed a crime. The Trump campaign aide was fired. The Trump campaign fired Nunberg back in 2015. The Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission wants to know if someone illegally served a 20-year-old drunk driving suspect alcohol. Veronica Rivas is accused of driving drunk and killing a young mother and her baby in Houston last week. If the state finds a business gave her alcohol, it could lose its liquor license and employees could face criminal charges. A man is in the hospital recovering after a group of men broke into his home, then beat and shot him. This all happened overnight on Enchanted Forest in northwest Harris County. Deputies believe the attackers were after money and drugs. A woman and young boy were also in the home, but luckily they were not hurt. The Northeast bracing for a second wave of wild weather. Another nor'easter could dump heavy snow on states along the East Coast starting tonight, and that could cause some more travel delays. Here in Houston, we're seeing some sun this week. Cheetah's here with a preview of everything. And It looked
Hello.
nice outside. Hey, Cheetah.
Hey, we have got lots of sunshine outside. Most of the rain is now offshore, so you actually, for the rest of the day, are going to see a beautiful day. I mean, low humidity, gorgeous, gorgeous conditions. Let me show you, though, we are still tracking some rain, even though most of it is offshore. I'm going to take you right over Matagorda Bay. If you're in Matagorda right now, you're saying, and not for us, the rain is still here. Just give it another 45 minutes, and I tell you what, you should be seeing some nice clearing. This is what a lot of you are seeing, the north side in town, even down to Sugar Land. Lots of sunshine. Those clouds continue to clear. That's a live look from St. Thomas High School with temperatures already in the upper 60s to right around 70 at IAH. Coming up, we'll talk about a little bit of a warm up today, but cool temperatures expected this evening. We'll detail out the rodeo forecast coming up next. Sherman, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Cheetah. And coming up, we'll meet some of the rodeo's newest additions. We're going to take you to the nursery to see how baby lambs begin their life. Plus, get ready for a whole lot of traffic trouble while you might want to ride the bus next week or the metro.